Hi everyone, yasas que kalos to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how I make lamb mandi. This is a traditional Yemeni dish that my family just loves. It's aromatic rice cooked with just a really slow cooked, tender lamb. I'm using lamb shanks today. It's made with lamb. I've seen it with chicken. My kids also say that they love it with fish. There's just so many ways to make it, but this is definitely a way that you're going to love too. Let's get started. Okay, we're going to begin with the lamb shanks because they do take some time to cook, whether you're using a pressure cooker like I am today or if you're doing them in a pot. Either way, I have 4 lamb shanks here that have been cut by my butcher. Every time I get lamb shanks, I have them cut them up into smaller pieces just because they're easier to handle in like an instant pot or even in a regular pot. But the full lamb shank really does make for a prettier presentation. I'll leave it up to you. I'll brown the lamb shanks in 2 batches in my Instant Pot. It's set to the saute function. You can do this in a regular pot too if you don't have a pressure cooker. And they're going to be browning for about 5 minutes. I'll take the first batch out, brown the next batch, and then put them all back in with an onion that's been peeled, and you could either quarter it or put it in whole or even just cut it in half like I did. Then about 8 garlic cloves are going in, a small cinnamon stick, 4 or 5 cardamom pods, 4 cloves, a whole teaspoon of black peppercorns. You could do another extra teaspoon if you want even more flavor, 2 bay leaves, and then I'll add some salt. You can season this to your liking. And then I'll just pour some water, enough water to cover the meat completely. Put the lid on the Instant Pot and let it pressure cook for 45 to 55 minutes. I like to do a natural release so that way I don't spray that broth everywhere. I don't like to release the vent unless I'm in a really big hurry, and then it just makes a huge mess. So it takes another like 20 minutes for the pressure to naturally release. If you're cooking them in a regular pot, you would do the same thing, except it's going to take about 1.5 hours for the lamb to be really nice and tender. So once the lamb is nice and tender, you're going to carefully take it out of the Instant Pot and put it in an oven-safe, a broiler-safe baking pan. There are going to be some chunks of onion on it and garlic, and that's totally fine. Just go ahead and discard the bigger pieces, especially if you're going to find the peppercorns and the cloves and the cardamom pods. They did their job, so did the cinnamon stick. They can all go in the garbage now, and just put the lamb in that pan. We're gonna broil it later on, but before we do, we're gonna season it with some delicious spices. So I'll do both sides, a teaspoon of ground coriander, half and half on each side, a teaspoon of ground cumin, same thing, half on one side, half on the other, half a teaspoon of turmeric, so a quarter on one side, a quarter on the other. You can mix the spices all together and not do what I did and then just sprinkle them on both sides. That would be much easier. And then a teaspoon of paprika. This is not smoked paprika, it's regular sweet paprika. Same thing, evenly on both sides, and just the tiniest pinch of cinnamon. I know some people love cinnamon, but if my kids taste too much cinnamon in a dish that's savory, it's kind of overpowering and nobody really likes it. And then some freshly cracked black pepper. We'll just set this aside while we get the rice ready. So for the rice, I'm going to finely chop an onion and add it to my pot with lots of olive oil, about 1/4 cup of olive oil. The onion is going to cook in there for about 8 minutes until it's soft and golden. Then I'll add a tomato that's finely chopped with some aromatic spices. So about a teaspoon of paprika, a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of ground coriander, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, some freshly cracked black pepper, and this is just going to cook all together for a few minutes until the tomatoes are nice and soft. Next, I have some rice. So I have 3 cups of Basmati rice that I've rinsed really well. I was not able to record that part, but I just basically rinsed the rice until the water ran clear. And now the rice is going to go in here with some saffron that I prepared earlier. I just took 2 pinches of saffron and put it in a bowl and covered it with some steaming hot water. This is going to create a little saffron broth that's going to flavor the rice. It's also going to add some beautiful color. So that's going to go in the rice with 4 cups of that lamb broth from the Instant Pot, or if you have it in your regular pot, 4 cups of that. Just strain it and add it to the rice with, if you have 3 cups of rice like I have today, 3 teaspoons of salt. Mix it all together and bring it to a boil. Reduce the heat to a medium once most of the water has evaporated. And then traditionally for mandi, there's some smoky flavor in there. So get a charcoal. If you have wood charcoal, that's the best. And just burn it over a burner until it starts to get red and smoky. Put either a bowl or a piece of foil like I'm doing over the rice, and you could put the charcoal onto the foil. drizzle just the tiniest bit of olive oil onto it so it can create a little bit of smoke, and quickly cover the pot with the lid and let the rice simmer on low heat for 15 minutes until it's fully cooked. Carefully discard the charcoal and the foil and toss the rice together and fluff it up. It's just going to be so delicious. While the rice is cooking, set your oven to the broiler setting, and you can broil the lamb for about 5-6 minutes or until it gets nice color on it. To put it all together, you can either put the lamb over the rice in the pot and serve it family style like that, or you can arrange the rice onto a large platter and then top it with that really tender roasted lamb. I love serving this with the sauce that I made for kabsa the other day. It's a spicy tomato sauce that has tons of flavor and goes so well with this. And there you have it. The lamb mandi is ready and it's so good. It just smells amazing. Now, I've seen it topped with caramelized onions and also with almonds and cranberries and raisins, and I love it that way too. But if I put the raisins and the cranberries and the nuts on the rice, the kids will just pick them out. So that's why I just didn't bother going through the hassle. This is so delicious, served with the spicy tomato sauce that I made with the kabsa, which is the Saudi rice with chicken that I made a few episodes back. If you want to go back to that episode, I'll put the link down below to the website where you can just print that recipe out. It goes so well with this because it's a very mild dish. It's not spicy, obviously, and that spicy tomato and chili sauce goes perfectly with this. Let's give this a taste. And even though the lamb has a little bit of a crispy layer on top because it got charred under the broiler, it's still falling apart. So much flavor in that rice. From all of the spices and the herbs that are in there, it just tastes so good. But then it also has the saffron. This is just perfectly delicious. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. The exact recipe is on the website, dimitrasdishes.com. You can head on over there and print it out and take a look at it. Look around, I have hundreds of recipes waiting there for you. If you want to learn how to make the Saudi rice and chicken, which is the kabsa, click over here and I'll see you right over there. Yes, us.